I think most people thought both teams did great. Like the Celtics got their superstar, the Cavs got a player that's 80% of Kyrie in Isaiah Thomas, plus the draft pick, plus Jay Crowder, who's going to be great for them in the playoffs. So right afterwards, it was like, hey, both teams won. Then about a month later, it was, okay, the Cavs still probably did well. They're playing great. They haven't even got IT back. But the Celtics did awesome. They're on this winning streak. They got Kyrie. Then IT comes back and it all goes to hell. And it's like, oh, my God, the disastrous Kyrie trade for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But now we sit here and here are the facts. Kyrie Irving might not play in the postseason this year. Like, that's on the board because the Celtics, without him, easily could be bounced in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
Kyrie Irving will be a free agent after next year. He has a player option, but you would imagine a guy like him will not pick up a player option, go get a max contract somewhere. The Sixers are coming. The Bucks are coming. We will see where the Celtics shake out in the hierarchy of the East and if Kyrie does or doesn't come back. We also now know some people thought, hey, the Nets don't have an incentive to tank. The Nets don't have their own pick. The Nets are going to be better. Well, as we sit here today, the Nets have the 6th worst record in basketball and are 2 games out of having the 3rd worst record in basketball. Also, Jay Crowder and Isaiah Thomas have turned into Larry Nance, Jordan Clarkson, and Rodney Hood. And lastly, I will add, unless we believe Kyrie's knee would have been healthier had he played in Cleveland, had that trade not happened, we would potentially be in a situation where, headed into what most people think is LeBron's last postseason in Cleveland, Kyrie Irving is being shut down with knee surgery. Imagine if he's still in the Cavs, because they don't have that depth. They don't have those guys. And what it is if Kyrie gets shut down. You're done as far as being a championship contender because LeBron and Love, plus then it'd be JR and Shump and whomever. So I say all that to say this. I don't think there is a winner as of yet, which is an enormous departure from where we were 2 months ago, where the Celtics were unanimous. Oh, my God, Kobe Altman got fleeced. What a disastrous trade. The Kyrie's knee thing appears to be a real thing, and we'll see how long he stays in Boston.
You made a great case. I thought this was just going to be an opportunity for you to rip Kyrie.
No. No. I'm not going to rip a guy for being hurt.
You made a great case. I was one of those that said when the trade was made, I thought it was good for both teams, great for both teams. I thought Cleveland won. Because to your point, I thought Isaiah, he's not Kyrie, but he's 80%, 85% of him. And you got Jay Crowder, who's going to help your defense and all that. And then all that was torn to shreds, okay? And then it looked like they got fleeced. But as it stands right now, you're right. We have to look at this and assume, had they not traded Kyrie, let's say scenario number 1, he plays. And then this injury rears its ugly head related to 2015 when he messed up his kneecap, and he's out. So now you're in trouble going into the postseason. But let's say there are other scenarios, which there were, because people were saying, well, you didn't have to trade him. Kyrie reportedly threatened to sit out and have surgery and not play all year. So what if that had happened? Or what if he just plays, but he's unhappy, he's a malcontent, there's all types of drama and problems in Cleveland, and that can mess up your season. So now Cleveland looks like it's in a pretty good place. It's not a bad trade for Boston because Kyrie Irving is tremendous. And what I'm told is that Danny Ainge, if it comes to a point where, yeah, Kyrie could play, but, you know, it could have some ramifications long term, then Danny Ainge will be like, he's done for this season. Let's sit him out and get him ready with Gordon Hayward coming back next year.
Opposite of what his approach was with Isaiah Thomas last year.
Yes, because they clearly see Kyrie as a part of their long-term plans, whereas we didn't know, but they didn't see Isaiah in that.
I think Kyrie most likely will sign a long-term extension with Boston. But I also think people have taken that for granted. I think let's keep in mind, when Kyrie initially requested a trade and listed the teams he would go to, Boston was not on that list. Now, he seems very happy in Boston, and they have given him, they've been really good. He's been really good. But the point that I want to put out there is, let's see how everything gels when Gordon Hayward comes back. Let's also see what Philly looks like next year, what Milwaukee looks like next year, and what this Nets pick turns into. What if the Cavs end up with Rodney Hood, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, and Marvin Bagley? You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, and that's on the board.
There are a few players you could mention. Maybe Michael Porter Jr., who I know he didn't look good in his little 2 or 3 games he played in the tournament or in the postseason, but he's a top player. I don't want to say we know LeBron likes Trae Young,
right? But you have to fall in the. But I mean, Luka Doncic, like there's guys, and so it's just we do this too often, and the shows like this are the #1 criminals on this regard. We're just the winners, losers of the draft the day after, of a trade the day after. This is fluid. The Kyrie thing seems set in stone. Come January 20th, it was like, oh my God, the Cavs got fleeced. Let's see. We'll see where it is.
You know what's interesting? Boston is playing great without Kyrie. Not better, but their winning percentage with him, now granted, it's 60 games with him, 683. Their winning percentage without him, 13 games, which isn't a bad sample. They're 9-4, 692. Winning percentage, and Terry Rozier looks like a freaking all-star when he ends up starting.
The Celtics MVP is Brad Stevens.
Shut him down.
Kyrie, I do think he should stay in Boston long term. Great coach.
All right, coming up, just how much will Steph's injury impact the Warriors' title chances? Next on First Things First.
Oh my God, you only have